In today's video, I'm going to talk about the newest product of HP, and it's the HP Omen 40l. The last version of this was the HP Omen 30l, but now they've released these new gaming PCs that I'm going to talk about in a second, and you will have these PCs down below in the description. I have to say that these gaming PCs are high-end gaming PCs, so they are going to be expensive, so if you're working with a tight budget, I have a bunch of PCs in the description of the video, or you can just go in the top right of the screen and watch my video about the best overall PREBUILT gaming PCs of the month. This week I will be making videos about Christmas deals for gaming PCs, so if you want to see them, make sure to stay tuned and click the bell button. Now let's start. Now with the first model that I'm going to talk about, it's a 40l that I don't actually recommend buying if you don't customize it. If you don't customize it, you get 16 gigs of RAM, the RTX 3060, a Ryzen 5 5600X, which is a good combination, but it's not worth $1,700. With that being said, you have to make these upgrades in order to make this PC an actually good value gaming desktop. The other PC I think is worth the value, but I'm going to talk about that one later. So now I'm going to show you these upgrades that you need to do in order to make this PC a great one. You want to change the GPU to the RTX 3060 Ti. Now I don't think it's worth the price difference with the 3070, $180 more, and I don't think it's worth it because the difference between a 3060 Ti and a 3070 is actually not that impressive, and it's not something that you will notice while gaming, so the RTX 3060 Ti is going to be way more than enough. Then you want to change the power supply to 800 watts in case you want to change the GPU in the future, maybe to a 3070 Ti, to a 3080 Ti, or who knows, a 3090. Now there's a good thing about the RAM, and it's that you get 16 gigs of RAM DDR4, but you get it at 3700 MHz, which is a huge improvement from the last Omen 30l, especially for a Ryzen CPU. Now you only get 500 gigs of SSD, and the upgrade to 1TB of SSD is $100, which is a lot of money for the upgrade. This PC has another M.2 slot, so I would buy another stick of 500 gigs of SSD for around $50, and it's going to get the job done. Or you can just add 1TB of SSD for $80 and you save $20. Another upgrade you can do if you want is the CPU. Change it to the Ryzen 7 5800X, which is going to be much better than the 5600X in both gaming and multitasking, but it's $200 more expensive, so that is up to your budget. I don't think it's worth the upgrade, and I don't think this gaming PC is worth the value because you can get the other one, which I'm going to talk about right now, which is way better. So I'm going to talk about this new version that it's $1,800, but it comes with the newest processor of Intel, the i7-12700K with a liquid cooler, so it's going to perform much better than the Ryzen 5 5600X in both gaming and multitasking, and it's actually going to perform better than the Ryzen 7 5800X, once again for both gaming and multitasking, maybe not by a big margin, but it's going to perform better, and you actually get a liquid cooler, which you don't get in the other gaming PC, so temperatures for the CPU are going to be way better on this PC, just for $100 of difference. You also get 3700 MHz for the RAM, but you only get one stick of 8 gigs, so of course you have to upgrade this to 60 gigs of RAM on dual channel. You can do it for $100 on this website, but I think it's a lot of money. You can just go to Amazon, search for this HyperX stick of RAM and buy it for way less than is listed here. Same thing is going to happen with the SSD. You get another slot to put your SSD on, so don't buy the 500 extra gigs of SSD from this website. Just go to Amazon, search for 500 gigs SSD, and it's going to cost you much less. Once again, change the GPU to the RTX 3060 Ti, which is going to be a much better option than the 3060, and it's not going to be way worse than the 3070. The performance will be really similar, and change once again the power supply in case you want to change the GPU to a higher end one in the future. So at the end, for $979 without spending on the RAM and the SSD, you get a gaming PC with the latest i7-12700K, great CPU for both gaming and multitasking, and if you're a content creator or you want to be one, this gaming PC is actually going to be your best option to buy right now. If you make the right upgrades, you're not going to be spending more than $200 on this gaming PC for those 16 gigs of RAM and the extra 500 gigs of SSD, or even 1TB of SSD. Also, another thing that I've noticed that's different from the Omen 30l is that you get two fans in the front. You get the airflow from the side, I'm guessing, just like the Omen 30l, but you get two fans and the case seems so much bigger, and with that being said, the airflow is going to be much better for this PC, and that is a huge upgrade for HP. Now I've tested gaming PCs from HP before. I've tested the HP Pavilion gaming desktop. If you're working with a tight budget from $600 to $900, I recommend you watching that video in the top right of the screen as well, where I tested in games and I've also made a complete review about it. So my conclusion is that this last gaming PC that I've showed you, I think it's a great deal right now. You can get this PC if you want to build it by yourself. The 3060 Ti is going to be really expensive and you're not going to be able to get the i7 12700K and the 3060 Ti for $1900. So for the price that you're paying at the end, which is a high price, but at the end you're spending less than a PC build and you're getting the same performance. So my conclusion is that if you are going to play games at least in a 1440p monitor, 144Hz, or even a 4K monitor, this gaming PC is worth the value. If you're just going to play at 1080p, even 240Hz, you can just go with a lower priced gaming PC. For $1500 you will be able to get a gaming PC that's going to perform at 240 FPS on average in every competitive game. And if you go for a gaming PC that's $1,000 like the Cyberpower gaming desktop with the RTX 2060, you will be able to run at 144 FPS on average in every competitive games 1080p. So if you're working with a 1080p gaming monitor, just go with a lower budget gaming desktop. But if you're going to work with higher resolutions, this gaming PC is going to be for you. Also, if you're going to do a streaming with one PC, a lot of multitasking, then this one is going to be worth it because of that i7 CPU. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit the bell button to get notified when I upload this type of content, and for those Christmas deals, which I'm also going to be updating every week with a YouTube post, so you don't want to miss it if you are searching for a gaming PC for Christmas. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.